Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Pipknot, and in today's video, it's going to be more of a recap over what happened in the last video while I pretty much try to fix up the roads and some of the stuff in the village. There was a issue with my internet, and I did not actually watch the video before uploading it because I was on a time crunch to get stuff done. And if you watched the last one, then you know it was not necessarily the best video that I've ever put out. But pretty much all that happened was we went over to the tower that is in that direction that I'd called the Wasp Nest, and I pretty much just attacked it, tried to take out all the people. I didn't know if they respawned, and it turns out that they do, so I wasn't able to actually take it as my own tower, but I did get some nice banners that I put all around my house. And whenever I attacked it and came back, it started a pillager raid that I fought off, won, but it looks like in the process I actually lost all the villagers in this village. So now the village is empty, but if I can find another one and try to just kind of get some villagers from a different village, I can hopefully repopulate it. But that's probably the biggest thing that happened in the last video. I think what had happened was I was dropping frames, I think is what it said. I tried looking it up on how to fix it, but once I had uploaded it, it was too late. I would have had to take the video down and remade a complete new one, which I was not too fond on wanting to do. I haven't taken it down, and I probably won't. If you watch it, it's still up. It's just unbearable to watch. But these things happen. It's nothing I can't kind of just work through. Let's see. Trying to fix up these roads here. They've got stuff like gaps here. Let's see. That's probably good right there. Yeah, go ahead and just fill in this gap. And it kind of made me feel bad because I had made what I thought were some pretty good jokes in the video, and then anytime any of the jokes came up, it just skipped to a completely different part of the video, had the screen changing all kinds of weird colors. It was a complete mess. And it surprised me on that video, I actually got a comment from a guy called, I think it was The Plague Community, who's another YouTuber. If you haven't heard of him, go look at his stuff. I looked up his channel after he commented. He's got some pretty good stuff on there doing Minecraft. But he commented that it was a good video and to keep up the good work. I was just sitting there thinking, did you watch the whole video? But I appreciate the comment. It was very nice and genuine. I may attempt to build a bridge here. I don't know if I want to leave this open for excavating and just build a bridge over it, because mobs will definitely come out of this and go into the village. I'll leave that open for now, and I'll try to build a bridge over it maybe. I have to wait for grass to grow back on these. I'm not really sure what the road is trying to do right here. It doesn't look like it connects to any. There may have. What is this? Oh, I'd put that there to build my way out. Yeah, pretty much just doing. Oh, nighttime. Just doing some little fix-ups to make the village look more not so scattered and destroyed. And I had actually, while kind of trying to fix the internet from that video, which what I ended up doing was, where we're at, the internet signal isn't very strong, so we had gotten a booster. Oh no. Creepers. Oh, they're everywhere. We had gotten a internet booster to try and boost the signal where we're at. Well, it is complete garbage. It does not work. I assumed it worked, and that's why I went ahead and just uploaded the video. And it technically boosts a signal enough that we can connect to internet, but whenever you actually try to do anything, I mean, like even just on our phones, I couldn't load videos on my phone, couldn't do anything once I was connected to the internet, so it was absolute trash. We ended up finding a router, an old one. I just went and bought an Ethernet cord and ran it from where the router we're getting the internet from. I ran it directly from that to this other router so that it puts out internet. That ended up fixing our problem. I'm gonna need a new shovel and more dirt blocks, which I believe I only had this many. But now that it's fixed, I can resume videos as normal, hopefully with better quality. Before I was recording with, I think it was like 720p with this. Now I can get up to 1080. So definitely some quality improvements. Yeah, I'm gonna need more dirt, it looks like. Unless I've got some up here. Food. Yeah, and this was pretty much what we got from the raid. I got pretty much just a bunch of crossbows, a couple enchanted weapons and pieces of armor. Nothing too good, but, you know, not horrible. Actually, I'll use this. Get a stronger shovel than a wooden one. Do that and that. And then what I can do is I'll use this wooden one to get dirt until it breaks, and then this one to keep doing what I'm doing with the path here. And I've said it before in another video that I really don't like altering the terrain of a world once I've generated it too much, but in the case where I have to do something like what I'm trying to do now, Yeah, I kind of have to. So I just find a place that I don't ever plan on really doing anything with. And I just kind of take stuff from there. Like right here. This, maybe not here. Probably right over here. I don't plan on really doing anything over this far. So taking some dirt from here wouldn't hurt too bad. Just mine away at this dirt. Probably getting all this will run the durability out of the, oh yeah, out of this wooden shovel. I've actually come up with a bit of a better house plan whenever I eventually will need to expand my living space. I do have a good idea on what I'm wanting to do with the house. And off camera, I will probably mine the resources to do it because it will take a while to get all the resources. And I don't want to just be on camera in silence for an hour to 2 hours just mining cobblestone and wood and all kinds of other stuff. I'm still working on getting some editing together to where I can actually do all that stuff in a recording, but then edit out what I don't want people to see. I haven't really gotten a hang on how to use it or which editing software I could download that's relatively cheap or even free that's really good. If you guys have any ideas on that, just some recommendations for good editing softwares that I could use, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now as far as better quality for the channel overall. Where was I working at? I think over here. And then once I get that set up, next thing I'll probably go for would be a camera to actually have my face in the videos. And a better, I guess, kind of soundproofed room. Because right now I'm just kind of recording in my living room. It's not too big, so I guess the sound doesn't echo too much, but definitely getting more of a professional setup would definitely help a little bit. Oh, there's... I probably won't need that coal. Hopefully I say that and I'll be back to get it. But I do really love the house idea that I've got, and I think it's one of the more creative things I've come up with on my own instead of just looking for something on YouTube and building what somebody else built. So I'm really excited to build that and show it to y'all. And the reason, instead of just capping over, just kind of capping over where this is and not worrying about filling in every space, I have figured out that when you do that, mobs will still spawn because it's completely dark underneath whatever you just kind of build over, and then that creates the annoyance where I try to sleep at night and I get told that I'm surrounded by monsters and there's nothing around me. And it's where they have spawned underground, and the game registers it as, oh hey, you might not want to sleep with all the zombies around you, and you walk outside and there's absolutely nothing. And that just creates a whole new headache for me to deal with. Still, I run through dirt like nobody's business. Well, looks like I'm off to get some more dirt. Yeah, that was pretty much... Yeah, the recap of the last video. It was 45 minutes of me just fighting, attacking off the tower over here. Which I actually might run back by there and see how many of the people actually respawned while I have the time. So I pretty much just attacked that, ran back, got attacked by them, fought them off, and that was the entirety of that video. It was just so laggy, screen dropping frames, like it was unwatchable. Maybe I'll win an award on YouTube for hardest video to watch. It becomes a new challenge. If you can sit through this video, you get $2. Huh. Well, I said none of them respawn, but there's... Oh, there's one over there. Yeah, and I'm not going to touch him because he's got a banner, and I really don't want to refight 5 to 10 waves of stuff just running. I mean, there's no one in the village that could get hurt, but that would be a definite time waster. Now it's becoming nighttime. Hopefully I can do another exploration video where we just explore more of the world and I can find another village like that. I don't know exactly how to get villagers from village to village. I know you can do it. I think you have to get mine rails and mine carts and build just a huge track from one village to the other and just push them one at a time in the cart to push them into the other village. Or if I could get that guy right there over in this village somewhere where he can't get out but won't burn in the daylight, I'll try to do that. If I can get him trapped somewhere in the village where he won't burn up, then I can actually just take, I guess, zombie villager spawns and repopulate that way. Probably end up taking longer to get the materials to turn him back into a regular villager, but that's way more efficient than what I was about to try. Now, where'd he go? There he is. Oh, I'm gonna have to clear a couple of you out. Just beat you over the head with a shovel. Yeah, get him. What? Oh no. Double team him with the skeleton. Ow. Actually, I have a full set of iron armor. I don't know why I'm being so passive. Let's go ahead and end your day. Alright. Oh, where'd he go? Don't tell me he despawned. Oh, he's in there. Axolotls! Oh, I love these little guys. I want to make a whole army of them. Take on the Ender Dragon that way. Oh, come on. He is going to get me. Alright. Come on up here. Hey, you. Come and get me. mean, are you scared of the salamanders, or what? Here, I'll build you a little staircase. Yeah, the zombie villagers are just as stupid as the real ones. I can tell you were a nitwit before you got turned. Come on. I'll just escort you, I guess, into one of these houses. I don't know if you can get out. See, this right here would be a part where if I had any sort of editing skills, I would skip over. Oh, no, 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 no. Get away from me, creeper. I'm gonna have to drag him into the water. I don't think that he can damage me in there. No! Oh. Alright, come on. Oh, no! Okay, he cannot open doors. Now, I just have to hope he doesn't despawn on me. Dang it! I think I just fixed this. Or no, I hadn't fixed it up, but... Oh... I'm gonna have to start a club called the I Hate Creepers Club. Gotta get some of that grass out of my way. I'm going to attempt to sleep so I don't have to deal with all these things. And maybe in the morning he will still be there. Let's go see. Because I don't think despawns happen unless you're so far away. Oh my gosh, go away. Yeah, he's still there. See, when I first figured out that creepers really can't damage anything if they explode in water, I thought that was helpful, but then I figured out that they tend to just not... Oh, I guess they can still destroy stuff. No! Oh, that's supposed to be like that. Okay. Nope. I've definitely got a couple holes to fix here. Actually, yeah. Go back to my dirt gathering spot. Yeah, I can do right here. And this is so much faster than the wooden one. I'm wondering, I could, if I'm gonna be doing a lot of dirt gathering, go use my 1 diamond to just get a diamond shovel. But I don't think I'll do that in the event that when we go diamond hunting I only find a block with 2 diamonds in it, because that's my level of unluckiness. And then I'll just have that one so it won't be that big a deal whenever we don't get lucky finding them. Which my luck kind of varies. In video games, my luck is absolutely horrible. If anything can go wrong, it will happen, and it will happen a lot. But when it comes to like I guess more lottery-based things, like not like actual lottery, but like I play Magic, The Gathering, and Yu-Gi-Oh. When it comes to stuff like that, my luck is just through the roof. If you can think of a card that you're wanting out of a certain set for those, and you hand me the pack, I will pull you the card. Because I'll never forget, me and one of my friends went to an event. We went to a pre-release for Magic, and we both bought a box of, I believe it was Ultimate Masters, or it might have not been Ultimate Masters. It was one of the Master sets that had Liliana the Veil in it, and you could get her as a box topper. It was like a full art, or you could get her as a regular card. So I picked up the first pack out of my box, opened it, and I had said, I'm going to get Liliana out of this pack, and I actually pulled a foil one. So my friend was looking at me, and he went, "Are you serious?" So he goes, "Here's my box, pick out a pack and do it again." So I picked a random pack out of his box and said, "Yep, she's in here." Opened the pack and pulled him also a Liliana of the Veil, which, if you don't know, she is one of the most powerful unbanned planeswalkers in Magic. She's used in a couple competitive decks, but I guess her price has really fallen recently. She used to be like $140 per copy of the card, which for anyone who doesn't play card games, that's an unrealistic amount of money to pay for cardboard. But if you do play Magic and you know how she works and what she does, then you understand why her price was so high, which is actually dropped. I think she's like $60 a card now, which is still ridiculous. I would not pay that much. I took the Liliana that I had, and because I didn't, she's only good if you have 4 copies of her. That way you can consistently, like with any card game, you want to consistently get the card that's going to make you win the game. Well, you consistently want to get her. So playing 4 of her is really the only way to make it good. But since I only had 1 copy and knew there was no way I was going to get more because my friend did not want to get rid of his, he wanted to use it, I actually traded her for the Mythic Edition Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which was an alternate art version. Ooh, what is this? Did they change the textures on squids? Is this a squid? It doesn't have any eyes. I don't want to kill it. I'll just leave it be. But I traded for the Mythic Edition Ugin from one of my friends. And then I ended up, because I just wanted the Ugin because I thought he looked cool. It was one of those things. I didn't have plans on using him. I just wanted to say I had it. And I also got the Mythic Edition Sarkhan the Unbroken from him, which I just gave him money for that one. I think I gave him like $20. And I took that Ugin, went to another event. I went to a tournament that one of my friends' card shops was having. Well, they were playing Modern, and I did not have a Modern deck. So I took my Ugin and was just asking around if anyone wanted to trade for it, and I told them, if you've got a Modern deck that you don't use, don't have any need for, that is around the same price, which I think he was like $140 at the time that I got him. Liliana was still high in price, which is why I actually got to trade. Otherwise, I feel like he wouldn't have done that. So my friend had a 8-whack deck, which is mono red goblins. It's basically a burn deck that's centered around creatures. He took his 4 goblin guides out of it because they were super expensive, and he said, I'll trade you this, all you gotta do is buy 4 goblin guides for it. So I took the deck, tried to fill in some cards to take the place of the 4 he took out. I think I actually came in 8th place in that tournament using a not fully functioning burn deck. So I felt pretty good about that, and then later on I got the 4. That made it even better. Since then, I actually haven't played that deck in a while. I haven't been to a tournament in a while. The last tournament I went to, I had built a Tron deck, just a regular mono green. Got the best matchup I could have by playing against a Jund deck, and then got mana screwed playing Tron, which is the opposite of what the deck is even supposed to do. Like, I got the best matchup possible and then screwed it up in the worst way possible. It was like the guy I was playing against literally said, this is the first time I have ever played against a Tron deck, and had been so sure that I wasn't going to lose. I mean, it was a complete disaster. So that immediately got me. I think I came in not dead last, but, you know, second to last. Let's see. Probably cut this video around the 40-minute mark, so I think I've been recording for almost 30 minutes now. Or I'll just cut the video off when my shovel finally breaks. I still don't have enough dirt to do this, really, but I fairly enjoy Magic. It's one of my favorite card games that I play, but now that I've got my Tron deck, I actually want to go to tournaments, and my work schedule does not allow me to go to tournaments. But you gotta have money to do what you want to do, so if I want to keep playing Magic, it's in my best interest to just go to work, just wait till eventually maybe there's a schedule change that happens where I get the day off to actually go. Because I enjoy seeing how other people build their decks, because you can build a deck like a Jund deck, and no 2 Jund decks are really going to be the same, because everyone's going to have their preference for, well, I play 2 of this card and 3 of another, and then the other person's like, well, I find that card's more effective, so I play 3 of it instead. It's really heavily dependent on what the person thinks goes best. You know, sometimes you run up against a deck and you're like, oh, I've played against this type of deck before, it's going to be easy, and then the way the person plays it just makes it a living hell. Which is basically like playing against one of my friends. His name is Tracy. Yeah, playing against him is the same as saying, I wonder what way I can get screwed over this game. Because he builds decks that initially, when you look at him, you think, well, that's really not even that good. And then you watch the way that he plays the deck, and it's like, I don't see how your deck functions, I don't see how anything works, but you still manage to beat me. He's actually one of my favorite decks that he has. It was his granddad's deck, and it's not consistent with how most people build decks, because normally 60 cards is the limit. Like, for it to be a legal, playable deck, you have to have no less than 60 cards. Well, this deck that his granddad had built, I think was like, it was over 60. It wasn't too many over. And when you first look at it, you're like, I don't see how this deck works. Like, it's just cards thrown together that really don't look like they work too well together. But then the deck gets going, and it's just like, it doesn't matter what you do. You kill something of his, well, it comes back the next turn. You think you can just run him out of cards, because there's a rule if you, it's called decking out. If you go to draw a card, but you have no card to draw, you instantly lose the game. So you think you're going to run him out of cards. Oh well, he's got a card in there that just reshuffles his graveyard into his library, so he effectively cannot run out of cards to draw. And then any card that's in his graveyard can just go back to the field. It's basically, it's kind of like a graveyard, but it's not like centralized, it's not focused around a graveyard. It's like, it's just focused around, it seems like, just screwing the opponent over in as many different ways as possible. But it is by far one of the favorite decks of his that I've played against, because when you do beat it, you feel like you've done something, you feel like you've accomplished something. It's like, I actually beat you. But between him and a deck that his dad used to have, which was Dragons. Oh, it was... his dad is the reason I built a Dragon Commander deck. I saw a combo he had with a card called Fortune Thief and Lightning Greaves, which now I think they've made too many ways to get around it, but at the time, he would just sit there, take mass amounts of damage, just be okay with it, and you're like, hey, you're like about to lose the game, and he's like, oh no, I'm good. Fortune Thief and Lightning Greaves, I can no longer go below 1 life, so it doesn't matter how much damage you can do to me. Which at the time, if that happened, like if I was playing and he did that, I just quit. I just picked up my cards. I was like, well, Tracy, you have a nice time trying to finish the game. Which I do understand that for anybody who doesn't know what Magic is or doesn't play card games or really doesn't like them, I'm most likely speaking a foreign language, but for anybody that watches that does know, I'm sure it's just some interesting stories of my experience playing. Which I also play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's more the game. I don't sink like I haven't sank any money into Magic in a while because I got a trade binder. I got so many like rares from just random packs, random people being like, hey, I don't want these cards, you can just have them. Stuff like that, that I actually got so many that I've got them in a binder, and I've got some that are worth quite a lot of money, not like hundreds of dollars expensive, but you know, upwards of $60 to $70. I usually only have one of those cards, but I've gotten to a point now to where when I want something, instead of paying for it, I just can give them my binder and be like, just go through, pick out what you want that's equal to the price, and we just trade. I built my entire Tron deck through trades with my not local card shop. I have to drive about an hour to get to it. It's in the next town over, but I just go to the nearest card shop and I'm like, hey, I want these cards. Here's my trade binder. If you've got anything your shop needs, just go through here and we'll do it that way because I don't spend money. The only thing I really have spent money on was Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't just recently get into Yu-Gi-Oh! But I've just recently, with the release of the King's Court set, started buying a lot of packs for that because I was trying to get the Egyptian God cards. They've got some rare printings of the cards, and I'm trying to get copies of those. I think they're called Secret Pharaoh rares. It's basically just a regular card, and they're like, hey, let's make it shiny, but in a different type of shiny. I think I've almost... I still gotta wait for that one to fill in before I can get rid of the blocks around it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm really bad with, like, doing, like, when there's stuff like this, where the road just completely, for an extension, takes on a new... I guess I could just put stairs there, because I really don't want to have to jump every time I come over here. Probably put stairs there, and probably put stairs over here. I don't know. This road's just really kind of messed up. Trying to think of ways to fix it. It's getting a little challenging. Because I think it'd be better if I just, off camera, just pretty much filled in all these holes. And then come back and just try to do me, I guess, just kind of fixing up the pathways, but without the use of all these big water holes, because it's starting to become annoying. But I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button. Share the video, which is always appreciated. I've been Pipknot, and signing out.